So like, say for example, if there's a new show being made, it's generally all eyes on on the gals. Who's it gonna be? It's between this gal and that gal. Yeah, I don't know. So it just there is definitely moments um of women being pitted against each other, being compared. Hi, I'm Bláthnaid Treacy and I'm a TV and radio presenter with Her.ie, and I'm excited to do my makeup for you today and talk about being a woman in media. So I was in Glenroe for years. I started in 1988 as the child of Biddy and Miley in Glenroe. So I was literally 3 months old when I started that, 1988, until 2001 when I was in first year in school. That's when the show finished up. And to be honest, I think that might have actually been a good time, because when you're a teenager and you're starting school and it's just, you don't want to stand out in any way. And so it ending in 2001 actually kind of worked for me. So then I was concentrating on school and just being a teenager. And then I got into presenting after that. And I guess it was kind of an interesting one. It was a travel show with T.G. Carr, and it was great because they wanted two girls who were going to go traveling all over Eastern Europe couch surfing, and I got it, which was amazing, because I actually initially auditioned for the camera operator role because I wasn't sure if I wanted to be on camera again, having done it as a child, and I just wasn't too kind of mad about I don't know, I just was like, why don't I try something a little bit different? But anyway, I auditioned and the producer said, no, we want you on camera. So I was like, okay, right, I'll give it a go. Sure, why not? When I actually got my first presenting gig in R.ie, that there were some things that I noticed just in terms of being a woman in media. The crews were all mainly men. Now, there are some female crew members, obviously, in lighting and camera operators and all that sort of stuff, but it is a very kind of male-dominated industry, particularly behind the scenes. Now, there are plenty of female presenters, but backstage, behind the scenes, is a lot of guys. One thing that I used to notice, so I used to present a show with Stephen Byrne, and the two of us would be asked to host to certain events. Now, this may be outside of RTE, private event or whatever it was. And so Stephen and I would go to these meetings, and whoever we were having the meeting with, usually it was a guy, they would direct all the questions to Stephen and they'd never look at me. And then, between the two of us, Stephen and I will, both tell you, like, between Stephen and I'd be the more organized kind of one. I am Stephen. And so anyway, he'd be directing questions to Stephen, but then I'd be answering them. So I did find that kind of funny. It's like, that's interesting that in this duo, he kind of would presume that Stephen is the more dominant one, that he'll answer all the questions, that he knows what's going on, and I'll just go along with him, kind of thing. So that was interesting. I think it's just, it is a really interesting industry to work in. And I think that quite often women are sort of pitted against each other, and sort of, women are like, women are your competition. So there is that sort of, okay, are we friends here? Well, we are friends, but we're also in direct competition with each other. But that doesn't mean that you can't actually be mates. So I have absolutely seen that it's worse between women than it is between men in terms of the kind of competition. I don't think guys would feel as much competition between them. So like, say for example, if there's a new show being made, it's generally all eyes on the gals. Who's it gonna be? It's between this gal and that gal. Yeah, I don't know. So it just, there is definitely moments of women being pitted against each other, being compared. So the media world is such a strange one, and to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend people getting into it unless it's something that you're really, really, really passionate about, and something that you're willing to knock on doors and stick up for yourself and say to people, hang on, no, I deserve that gig because X, Y, and Z. It's also good to remember that if you want to work in media, you need to have more you need to have several strings to your bow. So it's a very rewarding industry to work in if it's something that you really want to do. But anyway, I feel like I'm waffling here. I better finish up with some mascara. I don't want to go too wild with my makeup today, so I'm just gonna pop on a little bit of this. I got my eyelashes permed and it's sort of changed my life. I know I'm not looking into the camera, hey, but I would totally recommend getting your eyelashes permed. I don't know if you can see this, but the eyelashes on this eye are much shorter than the eyelashes on this eye. And I was told it's probably because I sleep on this side, which I do. Anyway, so there you go. That's me doing my simple kind of day look. Oh, some lip gloss. Lash on a little bit of this and I'm ready to go. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting. I was just kind of waffling for a little while, but hey, I've given you a little bit of an insight as to working in media and being a woman in media as well. All right, there you go.